Kremlin says Russia not invited to Nord Stream investigation.
Here's a summary of the article.
Moscow, October 6. Russia was informed via diplomatic channels that there were no plans to invite Moscow to join an investigation into Nord Stream gas leaks. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters on Thursday. Europe is investigating what caused 3 pipelines in the Nord Stream network to burst in an act of suspected sabotage near Swedish and Danish waters that Moscow quickly sought to pin on the West, suggesting the United States stood to gain. This week, the Nord Stream operators said they were unable to inspect the damaged sections because of restrictions imposed by Danish and Swedish authorities, who are cordoning off the area of the leaks that occurred in their exclusive economic zones. We were informed via diplomatic channels that as of now, there are no plans to ask the Russian side to join investigations, Peskov said, adding that Russia replied it was not possible to conduct an objective investigation without Moscow's participation. On Tuesday, Swedish Defense Minister Peter Hultqvist said that the area of the Nord Stream gas leaks was a Swedish crime scene investigation and Denmark runs a Danish crime scene. That's the basic matter. We don't usually involve foreign powers in our criminal investigations. That's the basic approach. It is not up for discussion, he told a briefing. Maria Zakharova, spokeswoman for the Russian Foreign Ministry, said separately on Thursday that Moscow would insist on a comprehensive and open investigation that includes Russian officials and Gazprom.
This post received a score of 15,000, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Swedish investigations are conducted by Swedish agencies. No other country is invited to join the investigation. Sweden does however cooperate with Denmark and Germany within the EU system, where there are predefined rules for how such cooperation should be conducted in relation to confidentiality and such.
Yeah, this isn't even about Russia being Russia. Other countries simply aren't legally allowed to partake, as we have pretty strict confidentiality in cases like this.
Wolf. What should happen in order for Russia to return Crimea to Ukraine? Putin. There are no such conditions and there can never be. Wolf. Well, what if Chechnya, Dagestan and Ingushetia want to separate from Russia? Putin. Chechens are happy with our current arrangement. Wolf. If Ukraine stays out of NATO, would there be peace with Russia? Putin. Maybe if there were no military facilities in Ukraine. Wolf. What about that Navalny guy? Putin. Wolf. You prevented him from running against you.
Every single response is a perfect example of a sociopathic narcissist engaging in gaslighting. What a dick.
He actually thinks he is smart too. Doesn't realize he just get away with it because he is a dictator. Pretty cringe tbh.
It's not just him, it's kind of a part of Russian culture. Lying costs you nothing, so lying to get something is smart. It's a very immature, childish view. There is a reason reputation and reliability are important in geopolitics.
Get used to? Russia not invited?
The title was a bit confusing. I was thinking, wait, why would the Kremlin tell itself it's not invited? It does this all the time, laughing face.
Violent conservative jerks playing the persecuted victim.
Not sure they know how to do much else, other than being assholes.
They also know how to project their failings onto others.
MH17 showed what happens if Russia gets invited.
Though I'd be inclined to say, yes, let them be part of the investigation, MH17 is indeed a good example of why you'd not want them part of this. They'll only delay and frustrate the investigation if it indeed points to them.
Like, right? Was it Peskov who said that the West did not want to consider alternative facts? Of course, the next step for Russia is to say that the West ganged up on them and their alternative parallel reality was not even considered. So see how bad they are?
Remember those supposed satellite pictures that came out showing a supposed fighter aircraft shooting at the airliner, which Russia claimed was evidence it wasn't their guys in Donbas shooting book missiles at it? It took the internet a few hours, at most, to determine that it was a specific Google Earth image with other overlaid images at an impossible scale, entirely faked. They aren't even good at presenting bogus evidence, but it's enough to muddy the investigation and give supporters something nonsensical to point at and say, see? We can't really know anything for sure and we'll never find out the truth, but we're sure it wasn't Russia. The pipeline breaches are in Danish territorial waters or right beside them, so I don't see why Russia has to be involved to get a solid answer anyway. Let them make up their crazy stories later by themselves. Edit. Bellingcat did a good job breaking down how amateurish the attempt was.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.